fucking go! Let's go! All right. This is the first take of my podcast. My name is Toni. I'll be your host for today, unfortunately. But I'm gonna be covering the team that I know and love for such a long time. You know, I've loved, Washington football for a while now. Whatever our name is, Redskins, Washington football team, or the Commanders now. But obviously I miss the Redskins name. But this is my podcast. I've been wanting to get into sports media for a while now, and now I have the opportunity to. So I'm gonna get this podcast rolling. But I'm happy that this is getting started, and and we're locked in. We're gonna stay locked in. So this podcast is called The Hog Talk, or otherwise known as Hogs Talk, because many of you, if you don't know, all the old heads out there, they would love a podcast being named Hogs Talk. You want to know why? Because some of our best glory days was when I was not born, and I had to deal with this terrible, these terrible teams. Like the last time that I felt joy personally in my lifetime was in 2012 when I was watching RG3 when I was a kid. It was the last time that I felt joy, when it was the days of London Fletcher and the days of Robert Griffin III. I mean, it was only one season, but it genuinely brought joy to a lot of people, to the city of Washington, and it meant so much to us. But now we're looking at a completely different scenario. I mean, back then I feel like we had much better coaching than now. I mean, obviously, thank the Lord that Dirty Dan's gone. I'm happy that Dirty Dan's gone. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that, but I'm happy that he's gone, and we can finally develop into our own team and our own, finally develop the way that we want to, the way that the fans have been waiting for the longest time, because ever since that Dirty Dan took hold of this team, I mean, it's just gone downhill from there. But with that being said, it's just good to reminisce on some of the old days with RG3, with Alfred Morris, with London Fletcher, with D'Angelo Hall, Josh Morgan, Aldrick Robinson. I remember watching that man scoring a touchdown on Thanksgiving Day in 2012, and we were killing the Cowboys when they had Tony Romo, Des Bryant, the likes of those guys, DeMarco Murray, and we killed them on live television. We embarrassed them, and that brought a smile on my face. And I could not remember the last time I've had a smile on my face watching this damn team. I mean, it's been rough through the years. And just going back the last couple of years, I mean, the last time that we've had a good quarterback was Kirk Cousins, and he did things in Minnesota, and he did really well for them. I mean, obviously having Justin Jefferson and the weapons that he's got, but I mean, we've had to deal with, if you go through the list of quarterbacks that we've had in the past 12 years, I mean, the likes of Jason Campbell, Donovan McNabb, Rex Grossman, I mean, those days, I'd be watching it again, I'd be crying, man. I mean, the guy would be throwing a third damn pick, and my ass would be crying down here because we couldn't get anything going offensively, and it was just sad. It was just sad days. The likes of Alex Smith, I mean, he did good things for us. I mean, obviously, with the leg injury, but I mean, with everything that he did, he won Comeback Player of the Year. I mean, that guy is amazing. The fact that he came back on the field and he was able to play again, I mean, that speaks volumes for Alex Smith. We had Josh Johnson, we had Colt McCoy, we had Mark Sanchez. Believe it or not, damn, we had Mark Sanchez. Holy shit. We had Mark fucking Sanchez handing the ball off to Adrian Peterson in 2018. I mean, we had a washed AP. I mean, shit. I mean, obviously, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. That's just another guy who came in. I mean, and then the days of Taylor Heineke when we went 7-9, and that's the last time that our defense has been somewhat good. I mean that is the last time that I can remember that our defense was being. I mean, our secondary was good, because our secondary, man, I can't even get into that. I get so angry when I talk about the secondary. It's been so piss poor. It has been so piss poor. It's been bottom 5 for the past 3 years. It's just terrible to watch. I mean, every 3rd and 15, every third down, it's going to be a first down. No matter who's throwing the damn ball. They could have a goddamn backup in for the Chargers slinging poo against our secondary, and there's nothing that I can do watching that game knowing that Emmanuel Forbes is getting cooked on live television, crying on the sidelines against A.J. Brown. That was a massacre on live television. I don't even know. I got to pull up the stats for that, but I mean, that was terrible to watch. And I mean, I'm not knocking Emmanuel Forbes. It's just been rough for him. Obviously, his rookie years last year, but I mean, I feel like it's just he's a developmental player, and like everybody's been saying that for the longest time. Oh, like he needs to put on weight. I think he's put around like 15 pounds, 20 pounds in the offseason, but I mean he's been getting cooked by Garrett Wilson in OTAs or training or whatever the hell they got going on, practice got going on right now, and he's just getting cooked every single snap, which makes me very disappointed. But and then another thing that I want to touch on is that Commanders Nation, we have not won a playoff game since 2005. Let that sink in. We have not won a damn playoff game since 2005. An NFC wildcard game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, are you fucking serious? Are you serious with that? But, I mean, it's just been depressing. It's been hard, but, you know, we got to push through the rough times to get to the gem of getting to a Super Bowl. And I wanted to get into that. The last time the league let us get a Heisman winner, you know what that was? That was Robert Griffin III. And now we got a Heisman winner, and he goes by the name of Jaden Daniels. This man, he might be our Lord and Savior. He might save us from the absolute shit house. It was just shit everywhere. It smelled like ass. The stadium smells like shit. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's terrible. I went there a couple years ago. I watched Ron Rivera try to coach our team, putting Carson Wentz in when the stadium is chanting Taylor Heinicke. I was trying to get Heinicke chants going because I could not believe that man was in. Threw 2 to 3 picks in the first half, scored a touchdown towards the end of the first half. That's what led him to stay into that game. And that was the last time we were in contention. We almost got there, but we didn't. And that was very unfortunate. But Taylor Heinicke, I mean, he brought a lot of joy to this team. With that being said, I think that, I mean, oh man, Taylor Heinicke. I mean, he's in Atlanta right now, but I think that the most important thing right now of what I wanted to go over, because like I've missed a lot, obviously. Like started this podcast kind of late. Hog talk, if you know what I mean. Speaking of the Hogs, I mean, dude, bro. Speaking of the Hogs, we had guys like Jeff Bostic before I was even born. We had guys like Russ Grimm. We had guys like Joe Jacoby. I mean, these guys would. I mean, I'll go to bed at night watching highlights of these men blocking, and it brings a tear to my eye. Never have I seen that. Maybe out of Trent Williams, maybe out of Morgan Moses some games, and maybe out of Brandon Scherff, but other than that, man, and that's another problem that we could talk about how many offensive linemen that this team has let go in the past 10 years, who really could have been the core of our offense. It really could have helped that run game for the longest time. But what I did wanted to get into with this first episode being said, let's get started off with some of the draft picks. All right, Javonte Jean-Baptiste. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea who you are, and I'm sorry. I apologize, but I have no idea who you are. And, you know, maybe you could prove yourself over time. I don't know. I mean, you're adding into a defensive line with Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. Obviously, we lost the likes of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, which kind of sucks because we got a bag of potato chips for Chase Young and also with Montez Sweat, but I guess it's a part of the rebuild. Obviously, we got a new GM, Adam Peters. I mean, he's done great things since he's come in. But Dominique Hampton, safety out of Washington. I mean, like, I sports bet sometimes, so, like, I, like, catch these players, like, but like I don't like go out of my way to watch Dominique Hampton highlights. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really know who that is. I feel like the draft players who I've like looked into in this draft class is Luke McCaffrey. Obviously, everybody knows the last name, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he is spectacular. He's a tremendous athlete. Can run through the tackles. Can go to the outside. I mean, he's a very versatile player. Catch from out of the backfield, and hopefully some of that translates to Luke McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey is about, I think he's 6'1", 199, which is cool. We just need a guy like him who can come in on third down, give the other guys a break. He likes like Terry, De'Ami Brown, Jahan Dotson. We need a guy to come in on third down and get us a third down catch to extend drives. We need those type of guys. So I think Luke McCaffrey is that type of guy. But with that being said, we also got a guard from TCU. His name's Brandon Coleman. He was decent. Like I didn't really get to watch like Brandon Coleman play. Like I've watched highlights of Luke McCaffrey. I've watched highlights of the next draft pick, who I think he's had a great preseason, is Ben Sinnott. I've been hearing very good things out of training camp, how well he's been doing, how he's been excelling as a blocker and a pass catcher, which is something that we need. And guys just to extend drives, because for the longest time I feel like we've been trying to like game manage, but we haven't really had the players to properly game manage because due to the offensive line holes that we have. I mean, we obviously we got Sam Cosmi. We have a couple of guys who can't. We had a guy who coming in from the Chiefs. I'm going to be honest with you. I think his name's Nick something. He's a guard from the Chiefs. He's actually a very decent player. So that should help out with all that. But personally, my favorite, obviously besides JD5, the Lord and Savior, my glorious King JD5, is Mikey Sanistril. I think that he's going to bring a lot to this team, not just stopping the run game. I mean, not just shutting down the pass, because I feel like I think he's a slot corner, so he'll help out with that. I mean, our secondary has been god awful, and he was a leader at Michigan. I mean, that's what a lot of people said about him, is that this guy's a locker room leader. We need a guy like this in our locker room to uplift a young guy coming in. I really like what he did in Michigan. I watched a lot of his tape. He's a very, very, very good man-to-man defender. And this is the type of guy that we need. We need a defensive back who has a heart of a lion and is a dog, is a straight-up dog. This guy's a dog. He's going to come in. He's going to lead from the front foot. He's going to be a great player for us. Now, getting into the Jerzon Newton, I believe. He's a defensive tackle out of Illinois. To be honest with you, I haven't watched too much about him, but I know that he just adds it gives more versatility to that defensive line. Hopefully gives some breathers for some guys like Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. And I think the guy who was injured, I forgot his name, but there was a guy who was injured last season. Oh, man, I forgot his name, but he was doing some great things for us. I forgot he was a defensive tackle for us. But now, I mean, obviously getting into a guy like Jaden Daniels. Let's be real. The league, he's going to set the league on fire. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Commanders fan. I'm a football fan. Well, obviously I am a Commander. What am I saying? Bro! No, I'm just playing. Bro. I am obviously a Commanders guy, but I'm a football fan as well. And everybody, I mean, even if you're not a Commanders fan, you want to see this guy excel. I mean, one, he's got the aura. He's my glorious King. Oh, you're glazing. I don't give a shit. This man is going to carry our franchise. The last time that we had a Heisman winner, he went by the name of RG3. He did some great things for us. And I see a lot of similarities with Jaden Daniels and RG3. Not in the sense of playing style. I'm saying a little bit with the playing style, just like the height and weight's different and like how they look and everything. But just another thing is that Zach Ertz was talking about how he's another locker room leader along with Mikey Sanders still. So more locker room leaders, more chemistry, obviously. These are things that we need since we got like a whole new coaching staff. We got Dan Quinn, we got Cliff Kingsbury, we got and I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to do a lot of good things for Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to take his game to a whole nother level. He coached guys like Kyler Murray. He coached Caleb Williams. I mean, he has a lot of experience in this field on the technical aspect of it and what they're going to do to use Jaden Daniels and how they can get his potential. I mean, when I was watching that preseason game, holy shit, I was genuinely happy. I mean, what was it? First play threw a dot to De'Ami Brown. I mean, that was pretty special. And then obviously the read option touchdown. But I mean, we still lost that game. It's been the preseason. Right now, we just got off of that preseason game, so we'll see what goes on with that. But yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I really like what we did in the draft. Adam Peters came in. He's our Lord and Savior. Obviously, Dirty Dan's gone. Nobody wants to see his bitch ass ever again. He's a straight up bitch. But yeah, man. Obviously, on this podcast, I'm going to be covering like the Terps also. I love the Terps. I'm a big Terps guy. Terps basketball, Terps football are like my main sports that I've been watching for a while. You know, days like Melo Trimble, days like Des Wells, Jake Layman, Grievous Vasquez, DeMonte Dodd, Diamond Stone, guys like that. I mean, list goes on and on about that. I mean, I've been watching Terps basketball since I was a kid, so I'm going to be covering a lot of that, and Terps football as well. But another thing that I wanted to get into, so yeah, and obviously, and another thing is, obviously, I got the Italy shirt right there. I love Italy. We just got screwed up in the Euros. I mean, that's a whole other thing that I could get into about how, what's his name, Spalletti screwed everything up for us. I mean, that was, oh man. I mean, we won the last Euros, but, I mean, like, this Euros was a shit show. Donnarumma was standing on his head. I mean, we got fucked on because we didn't have a creative guy up top. We didn't have any creative guys. We had likes of Chiesa who got benched against Switzerland, which didn't make any sense. I'm getting caught off topic here because I'm just so angry about what happened with Italy. That's like a whole nother thing. Obviously, I'll get into like all these other topics down the line. But this is just my first episode, just so like you guys can get to know me. You guys can like feel it out. If you like the Commanders, if you don't, and if you don't like what we're watching, click off the video. I mean, I'm just trying to like get involved with sports media because I've been talking about doing this podcast for a while. And also, I just love covering sports. I mean, this is what I've been doing my whole life. It's just like I haven't put the cameras and mics into it and all the equipment that goes into it. I haven't done something like this. So it's obviously good to get into. Now, let's get into the schedule of our team. I hope and I pray that we don't get blown out opening day at Tampa Bay. And let me explain to you why. Every single season, I cannot remember one game where our defense had a good opening game. I cannot tell you. So, I mean, it's against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, honestly, I think we'll go 0-1. I think we'll split with the Giants this year. I think we'll go 1-1. I think we'll lose to Cincinnati Bengals. I think we'll go 1-2. I think Jamar Chase goes for about 8 catches, 2 touchdowns, and 158 receiving yards. So, yeah, I think we're going to go 1-2. Arizona 2-2, Cleveland 2-3, Baltimore 2-4, Carolina 3-5, Chicago 3-6, 4-6 against New York. Get a good win against Pittsburgh 5-6, at Philadelphia 5-7 versus Dallas, 6-7 versus Tennessee, 7-7 at New Orleans, 8-7, going a little win streak there, and then lose to Philadelphia 8-8. Versus the Falcons 9-8. I mean, we beat them last year with Sam Howell and a banged up Brian Robinson. So I think we'll take care of the Falcons. I mean, if you're a Falcons fan, I mean, like, what are you doing with your life, honestly? But yeah, so I think we'll go 9-8, and then at Dallas we'll close. Or I think we'll close 9-8. 9-8. I think we'll close 9-8. That's what I got from my boys this year. I think that we're gonna have a better year than last year. But yeah, I think we'll have a better year than last year. And like some of the signings that we got in the offseason, we did pretty good. I mean, we obviously got Frankie Lovu. We got, what's his name? We got Austin Eckler. I think Austin Eckler is going to be a good third down back coming out of the backfield. I think Brian Robinson's going to take up most of the it's going to be a split backfield, obviously. I think that the bulk of the carries will go to Brian Robinson. And then obviously on third down, washed Austin Eckler. A lot of people are saying that this guy's washed. This man is not washed, and you're gonna find out why this season. Bobby Wagner obviously brings some more leadership. This is what we need. We need a good locker room, good group of guys, and with Bobby Wagner coming in, I think that's gonna help out a lot of things. So with that being said, I obviously think that Jaden Daniels could get us a playoff berth. I feel like our ceiling is like we win a play. If everything goes to perfection, if everything goes well and we get to a playoff game, I think we could win a playoff game. But that's if everything goes perfect, which is definitely not going to happen. I mean, with knowing, with being a fan of this team, who's like definitely took some years off my life for sure. But I think that I think that we'll be improved from last season, I think we'll be improved from last season. I mean, with all the adjustments that we've made, and yeah, that's it. So, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate everybody watching. This is just the first episode to kind of like go over what happened in the off season, and just some of the things that I think that are important for our team. And like obviously, I want to see us be successful. Don't we all? I mean, we haven't won like I said at the beginning, we haven't won a playoff game since 2005. So I mean, I've dealt with a lot of quarterbacks through the years, and it's just been pretty depressing. Like, obviously, being a fan of us, it sucks, but, it can only go up from here. So thank you guys so much for watching Hawk Talk. This is the first episode of many. I will catch you guys. So I got episodes going Monday and Friday. I got 2 days for episodes, and then I got clips and, like, what I think about what's going on. And I'm just excited to get this started. It's been real. It's Antonio Chiquilla, and that is my take. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. We got the big dog in here, the big dog. Alex with a cameraman. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.